Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe for Inter-Milan, second leg of the semi-finals of the Champions League 2022-2023. Let's Squid again. What do I mean by that? Squid Game, as we all know, is one of the most popular series of the last years, and it takes the name from a playground game, which is the final exercise, the final round of this mysterious tournament that's obviously very violent and lethal, I would say. So I invented a Squid Game exercise for Inter's players, and what I mean by that is that the goal of the players should be to reach 3-0, which is the result that puts any game to sleep, in theory at least, within the first 30 minutes of the game. Every 10 minutes in which the team doesn't score a goal, it means that one of the players loses a limb. This is the type of mentality that I want Inter teams to have tomorrow. You have to score 3 goals, and if you don't score them in the first 30 minutes, every 10 minutes, someone on the team loses a limb. How cool is that? So let's hope to see again, because we saw it in the first leg, right? We saw in the first leg that very mentality, that very hunger. So I hope I will be able to see it together with my other Inter fans and you again tomorrow. I saw it in the first leg. By the way, I also saw Inter's bus get into the stadium in the first leg because I was going to visit a friend outside of Milan and the bus was coming in, so I just crossed path with Inter's bus and it was quite an emotion. And talking about the Squid Game mentality, Dzeko, with the goal he scored in the 7th minute of the first leg, demonstrated that we played with that kind of approach. And you know, I saw that play 20 times, that corner kick 20 times, and I really appreciated the way that Dzeko moved, because you know, in the end he was matching with Calabria, who is much shorter than him. But why was he matching with Calabria? Because he was originally marked by Tomori, but before the corner kick he went behind Dumfries, who was marked by Calabria, thus creating a space between himself and Tomori, and then he freed himself up and Calabria had to follow him. So it was not only that majestic goal with the left inside part of the foot that Dzeko made, it was an intelligent move that he made before that really shocks me, because Dzeko is incredible. So we played so much with that Squid Game mentality that Steven Gerrard said about Milan, that performance from AC Milan is so far away from semi-final level at this Champions League, it's frightening. That's what Steven Gerrard said about the first leg of the Euro Derby. Now, moving closer to the game, we have to note that in Serie A, or in the whole season actually, not only in Serie A, Inter played 51 games and scored 92 goals. 51 games, 92 goals. If you know what I mean? So we are really going well. We run the risk, if things go well tomorrow, to reach the 5th final of Inter's history and the second one in my life, after the one in 2010, in which I was present in Madrid. Milan has to score at least 2 goals to tie the first leg and go to extra time, but in the 24 away games that Milan played in its history, in the direct elimination phase, Milan has scored only 15 goals, which means 0.6 per game. This gives us hope that they will not reach eventually those 2 goals they need. Another piece of information that keeps me vibrant and happy and thinking about the Squid Game mentality is that in this Champions League, Inter recuperated and started their sequences of actions at an average of 38.5 meters away from our goal. So this means that we recuperate ball really high up using our pressure. And this, in fact, is the fifth height of ball recuperation, most deep of all the teams in the competition this year, and the number one among the teams that reached the direct elimination phase. So this is really an optimistic piece of information, isn't it? Let's now have a look at the probable starting lineup, because we need to look at the players, of course. We're gonna have Tiramola Onana in the goal, clear. Then in defense, we're gonna have Darmian, Acerbi, and Bastoni. Talking about Bastoni, Bastoni took part in more sequences of plays that ended up in a goal than any other defender in this Champions League. 8 goals originated by plays in which he participated. Bastoni also guides Inter's players in the competition in terms of touches, 617, progressions with the ball, 70, and passes towards the three-quarters area of our opponents, 65. So he's really one of the most crucial players for us. So Tiramola Onana, then Darmian, Acerbi and Bastoni. Midfield, we would probably start with Barella, Tubeman, Brozovic and Chala, Sultan of Swing, because Mkhitaryan played the last game with Sassuolo, and because he's been playing so much that I think he will probably be the protagonist of a relay with some of our midfielders in the second half. On the flanks, Di Marco and Dumfries, obviously, with Gosens and Bellanova ready to come in, and forward, Lauti and Dzeko with Big Rom sitting on the bench and waiting to come in and kick some asses. That's all, and what I do hope for tomorrow is that both Inter and Milan will showcase choreographies that are a little bit more creative than the ones we've seen in the first leg, because, you know, seeing on our side Curva Nord Milano and on their side Forza Milan and the Devil, you know, it's really academic, it's really banal. So I hope that all these energies and resources will be used to create something a bit more outstanding and memorable. That's all for today's video. Please, if you enjoyed it, punch the like button, subscribe and leave a comment, because I'd love to learn how to make these videos better. And as always, Forza Magica Inter. It's an historic day. Come on. Ciao.